So Unique Networks allows for next generation NFTs, and they do that by building an NFT palette for the Polkadot, ParaChain, and Kusama. So they benefit from those networks' increased levels of scalability and customization. So the NFT palette itself allows for greater levels of granularity in collection management and workflow. To better utilize that NFT palette, they've had to build an entire substrate smart contract palette as well, which allows for browsers, wallets, white label marketplaces, including spam prevention, fiat on and off ramps, and out of the gate EVM compatibility and interoperability with Flow. So the real selling point for Unique Networks is this collection management. So as we move from single creator NFTs for fairly basic rudimentary forms of NFT, 2D images or basic multimedia files, to an increased range of use case where there might be high volume or greater levels of complexity in the NFT, how you begin to workflow those NFTs either across a loose affiliation of creators or within and across large organizations, how you allow for permissioning, repermissioning, revocation across the full life cycle of an NFT becomes really important and critical to mainstream adoption. So as a consequence of the benefits that have been afforded to Unique from building on Polkadot, this customization allows for benefits for business models. So on the one hand, it allows you to have NFTs in more familiar, free to play, freemium type applications, such as gaming, where you can allow for the sponsorship of transaction fees for anything that might happen on chain. So a game developer can set the parameters of a game, of a user journey, where the upfront interactions with an application can be free or sponsored up until the point that there is a transaction. They also allow for entirely new business models and innovations such as crowdfunding, timeshare ownership of NFTs, and kind of or collaborative ownership of NFTs at different stages in the life cycle. What was really impressive to us when we first began working with Unique was the team. So the team have worked together for a very long time. They're a division of UseTech. UseTech is a 100-person plus Eastern European dev shop that have several years working within the blockchain space across multiple protocols, building out hundreds of successful projects. They launched their testnet at the Kusama hackathon, where they won 2 awards, including the Community Award. They've been awarded the second most awarded project for Web3 Foundation grants. So they're deeply embedded within the Polkadot, Web3 and Kusama ecosystem. And that's why they've had such success with their funding round. So they've been massively oversubscribed. And there are a lot of projects coming into this space that are raising money to build the NFT ParaChain. First of all, they've got to find that developer talent, which, as I said, Unique Networks benefit from already having this large pool of developers, both in terms of parity, but also ink. But then they have to then build out this technology, and Unique Networks are mainnet ready. They've been testing it for ParaChain readiness on Rococo, and they're pretty much ready to roll. So they're just waiting now for Polkadot to announce the auctioning of parachains, and they'll determine whether they go with a parachain or parathread, and their launch strategy and how that will work across Kusama and Polkadot. But the team are ready, they're well financed, the technology's built, and as I said, it's out of the gate interoperable. And as somebody that's deeply embedded within the NFT ecosystem and very close to the spectrum of creator, be it existing multi-billion-dollar franchises through to your solo artist, they're all desperate to both remove the limitations that they're experiencing now. They're looking forward to greater levels of control of the NFTs and the life cycle of those NFTs. And organizations are pretty much waiting for something like this in order to be able to workflow it across their organizations. So we're super excited about how Unique Networks will enable creators and organizations, but also the new business models and experimentation that is now possible as a consequence of the level of configurability and customization that Unique Networks offers. So we're really looking forward to seeing what you can do with Unique Networks.